What up, YouTube? What up, Live Me? Bliss says, can I have your number? Nope, you can't. I think that's a spam post, but what are you going to do? All right. What's up, Peace Fighter? Welcome to Get Your News On with Ron. What's up, Big Sean? What's up, Joe? What's up, Just One Teenager? Over on the YouTube, what's up, Citrus? Good evening, all the Europeans. Good evening. Good morning. Good morning, Crystal. How are you? Deadline Dork. I like that screen name. That's pretty cool. How are you? I miss your old haircut, Ron. Why don't, David? I like my new one. I like it shorter. What's up, Frederick? Let's see what we're dealing with here. We are at 20 over on the YouTube, and let's see where we're at. 20 on Live Me. You guys are tied. You guys are tied neck and neck. Who's going to pull ahead? Who will pull ahead? 23 to 22. Holy shit. Whichever one hits 31st, that's how we start the show. Joe says he got the notification from both YouTube and Live Me today. Man, everything's turning up Millhouse. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, we're at 37 to 31. So it looks like, oh, good. And my phone just fell. Yeah, my phone just fell. One moment, please. That's great. That's great. All right. All right, I think we're good. Okay. Sorry about that. The phone fell on me. I can't find this on Live Me. Yeah, Live Me doesn't make it easy to search for somebody. It's easier to probably just stay here. Live Me intentionally makes it difficult to search for people. It's really hard to search on their website. But if somebody on Live Me wants to share it via Twitter. All right, here we go. We gotta start. I'm behind now. Get your news on with Ron. If you wanna know what's going on, we're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. If you wanna know what's going on, we're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron. If you wanna know what's going on, getting our news on today. Welcome to Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. I am Ron Placone, your host. What does that mean? That means you guys tweet me articles at Ron Placone. I go through them, and that's how we build this show. That's how we do things here. Welcome, Live Me. Sorry about the phone falling. It looks like it's about to fall again. Good morning, YouTube. I gotta switch my setup up here a little bit because yeah, this is this new little kind of setup I got here is not working. It's not working. The phone falls occasionally, at least once a stream. It's about to fall again. There we go. I think we're good. All right. Yeah, I got to figure that out. I got to get an extension cord. There's not quite enough. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Live Me viewers get to enjoy Ron's roof. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Yeah, because this fucking thing's falling. What are you going to do? We love you regardless, Ron. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. So let's see what's going on. You guys have sent some really cool shit over on Twitter, or excuse me, over on Reddit. And Twitter, we still got room for some articles, guys. So please tweet me some articles at Ron Placone. What do you want to talk about today? You know the drill of the show. You guys tweet me articles, and that's how we make up the show. I know I don't get to everybody, but I try to get to as many people as we can. And if you guys tweet me articles right now, we will get to it. We still got plenty of room. So, yeah, please tweet it. Please tweet some articles over. But we're going to start. We always start with a question. So let's see. We got to start with the question, y'all. And I did not prepare one. So here we go. Any other way besides tweeting? Yes, you can use our Reddit subsection. It's just reddit.com/r/GetYourNewsOnWithRon. Yeah, Russiagate has gone overseas. Yep, we talked about that yesterday. We definitely talked about yesterday. Hey, Ron, can we submit articles on your subreddit? You most certainly can. Reddit.com/r/GetYourNewsOnWithRon. Please feel free to submit anything that you want. So here's something that I wanted to talk about. There was a Newsweek article that came out yesterday about pasta. Pasta helps you lose weight. Here, let me try to pull it up. All right. So here's the deal. And I'm going to go ahead and tweet this article. And we're going to start out a little lighter today because we've been pretty heavy all week. So we're going to start out light today. And we're going to talk about pasta for a little bit. And that's going to be our question too today. So I'm going to tweet this article out. Then I'm going to tweet out the Live Me link as well. All right. So Joe, thank you for sharing the Live Me link. So here's the deal. There was this article over on Newsweek. Eating pasta linked to weight loss in new study. Thanks to the popularity of low-carbohydrate diets such as keto and paleo, foods like pasta are widely seen as enemy number one when it comes to weight loss. But a study linking pasta to weight loss suggests the Italian staple has been wrongly vilified. It comes down to the low glycemic index. The sugar in high glycemic index foods, GI foods such as white rice, white bread, and potatoes are digested and absorbed quickly into the body, while low foods such as green vegetables and lentils are burned slowly. Researchers investigated the supposed link between pasta and weight gain by assessing 30 randomized control trials with almost 2,500 participants. And they ate pasta, and they had about 3.3 servings of pasta. So by analyzing their BMI, over 12 weeks, they lost a half a kilo on average. The researchers noted that while there are many types of pasta, they all generally have a lower GI status than other starchy foods such as white bread. So here's the deal. They stacked this up against white bread and potatoes and other similar carbohydrates to pasta. So is this article clickbaity? Yes. Is this article kind of misleading? Yes. But did I get excited anyway? Yes. Here's the deal. I'm an Italian-American guy. Pasta has been a food group to me my entire life. Pasta is also the name of my booker and executive producer of this show that used to be my roommate until the past couple days. You guys heard me tell that story yesterday. So here's the deal. I love pasta a bunch. And yes, I know this study is totally clickbaity. I know that. And I knew it out the gate. But still, I got excited and I immediately tweeted it, or excuse me, texted it to my girlfriend, because my girlfriend is anti-pasta. She occasionally uses these other types of noodles. Sometimes they're made of black bean. I actually don't mind those ones. Other times, I forget what they're made of, but they smell disgusting. And the package, they look like they're literally packaged in pee. They look like pee, and they're gross. They're quite frankly gross. And one time I had to buy them for her. She wanted these fake noodles. I forget what they're made of, but she wanted her fake noodles. And I was at the grocery store. I happened to be very stoned. So she told me what she needed, and I sent her a picture. I was like, is this what you want? Because this is literally caked in pee. These are packaged in pee. This is pee, isn't it? It's pee. She's like, it's not pee, get it. So I got it. And I was really stoned. And I was like, this is pee. This is really nasty. And so I sent her this article. She, of course, actually read it. And she was like, do I beam? No, I do not. I do not beam. She's like, this is actually, this is compared to potatoes and white bread. This isn't compared to like actual proteins and stuff like that. So, and I said, look, so my response was, I was like, why do you have to hate everything? And she was like, I'm not hating anything. I'm just telling you. And I was like, look, I know it's bullshit and clickbait, but can't I just have this for 2 minutes? Because I want to believe that pasta is just great and can do no wrong. And so I guess my question for the day, because yeah, this article's bullshit. This article's totally clickbait, but I couldn't help but get excited anyway. What are some of your guys' favorite substitutes for pasta? If you have any, what are some of your favorite substitutes? Spaghetti squash? Do you like pea noodles like my girlfriend does? Maybe you do. I've had them before. Oh boy. If you eat them with a clothespin over your nose, they smell like rubber and they look like they're caked in piss. So it's, and I forget what the noodles are made out of. I highly encourage mushroom noodles. I've never had that. So like you put mushrooms through a food processor and you get noodles that way. Bread? I see you're a fan, Jesse says. Yes, not a fan. Zucchini noodles. I do love zucchini noodles. And I do make some of my pasta dishes I make with zucchini noodles, and they are good. Are they quite the same? Freaking no. But they're okay. Wheat noodles, that's a good one. Cauliflower rice. Jordan, I love cauliflower rice. Now, here is a secret. I guess it's not a secret, but a tip from me. Cauliflower rice is amazing in soups because unlike actual regular noodles, cauliflower rice will like absorb the flavor of the broth without losing any of its texture. So cauliflower rice is so freaking good. I actually will use cauliflower rice in soup before I'll use anything else. I prefer cauliflower rice over anything as far as soups go, as far as like a starch for soup or a starch substitute. Spinach pasta, Edwin, that's a good one. Jim Norton apparently likes pea noodles. I don't know. I've never met Jim Norton. The time when I eat it, hard protein morning, pasta afternoon. Spaghetti squash is awesome. I agree. Vegetable medley with cauliflower, broccoli, carrots. Not a substitute for pasta, though. Limetown Jack says daily exercise is more important. I'm with you, Limetown. I try to just make sure I work out the engine. You know, I've done the whole 30 diet before. Didn't really lose much weight at all. Did I feel healthy? Yes. But you know what? I also feel healthy when I exercise all the time. Wheat noodles are pasta. They are buckwheat noodles. Mushroom noodle is keto. They are yummy. Exercise and moderation are the keys. I'm with you, Frederick. Linguine is the Cadillac of pastas. I freaking agree. I agree. Linguine is the best. I love linguine. If I had to have a last meal, you know how like if you're on death row, you get a last meal. My last meal would be a proper shrimp scampi with olives and linguine. That would be what I want to go out. I love linguine, and there is no substitute for linguine. Pasta stops being bad when you add cheese. DC says 80% diet, 20% exercise. Way to be a big buzzkill, DC. Way to be. And you're right. You're right. Although everybody's different. I mean, I think generally, yes, that's true. But there are some exceptions. People are different. And I'm just going to convince myself that I'm one of the exceptions. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't know if you guys know this. But at the end of this, we all freaking die. You know how this ends? All of us die. We all die. Sometimes that's a conversation me and my girlfriend have. She'll be like, I'm going to have my pea noodles, and I'll be eating regular pasta, and I'll be like, hey, this is delicious, not caked in pea. And guess what happens to both of us at the end? We all die. We all die. We die anyway. I'll die knowing, damn, this linguine was freaking delicious. Noah asked, if you had extra time, what would you do with it? I'd eat more pasta. That's what I'd do. Jesse quoted Bill Hicks, non-smokers die every day. Famous Bill Hicks bit. I still have, did I ever tell you, real quick, before we get into actual articles today, did I ever tell you my essential Bill Hicks story? And Joe, you can make a separate clip of this. Because I'll very nihilistic outlook, Ron. That's not nihilistic at all. Nihilistic would be like, we all die, so it doesn't matter. My outlook is we all die, so you know what? If you really like pasta, eat it every now and again. That's not nihilistic. Prybite, thank you very much for the super chat contribution. Kelp noodles are low calorie and full of nutrients. I've never had kelp noodles. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I will go with that. Marcus says my favorite is lasagna. So because Jesse quoted Bill Hicks, I'll tell you guys my Bill Hicks story real quick. And then we got to get on to news of the day. You guys are tweeting articles. There's some cool articles in the Reddit. So we got to get to it. So a while ago, I ran a morning show in Nashville, Tennessee called Indie Bohemians. And we had a nice run. It was cool. But it was time for me to give it up. And we were syndicated on radio. It went okay. And around Bill Hicks's birthday, I contacted his brother Steve. And I said, hey, we'd like to do something special. I'm a Bill Hicks fan. I'm a comedian. I run this kind of left-wing morning show on this small network in Nashville. We're syndicated. We're also a podcast, blah, blah, blah. And Steve got back to me and agreed to do the show. So I was like, that's great. And so we did the interview, and it was a really cool interview. I got to ask him a lot of stuff about Bill I wondered about. I got to ask him about, I asked him why he backed out on doing shrooms with his brother Bill and why their dad backed out. Like, I got his side of that story. There's a famous Bill Hicks story where he talks about how, like, when Bill was dying, for anyone not in the know, Bill Hicks, legendary comedian, got pancreatic cancer, died at 32. And I think may have been, I mean, it's hard to say who the best ever was. I mean, because that's impossible to say, actually. But Bill Hicks was probably my favorite comedian ever. I probably would not have become a stand-up if it wasn't for him, just because of, when I saw Bill Hicks. I never saw him live. I was too young. But when I saw a Bill Hicks video, and Carlin, but I mean, Hicks and Carlin, those were the two where it's like when I saw those videos for the first time, and especially a Bill Hicks video for the first time, I just thought, holy shit, I didn't know stand-up could be like this. I didn't know this could be stand-up. And it blew my freaking mind. And it really made me want to do stand-up. You know? Balthazar says, Ron, you can't replace Pasta. He monitors the chat. He's been missing. He's been missing. We miss Pasta very much here. Balthazar says, look into OBS. You can do multiple video streams on one stream. You can screen share, and you can do a direct audio from your guitar into stream. I know. I need to look into that. The other problem I have, though, is because I stream on LiveMe, LiveMe is not compatible with any multiple streaming. So I have to stream off of 2 different devices right now, which is a pain in the ass, and I don't want to do it that way. But right now, that's what I'm dealing with. Hopefully, I'll, you know, as this show continues to evolve, I'll figure out better ways of doing it. But thank you, Balthazar. I appreciate that very much. So anyway, I got to top off this Bill Hicks story, and then we got to get to articles. So we did the interview, and Steve, after the interview, Steve said to me, he's like, you know, I'll be honest with you. Every year around Bill's birthday, I get tons of requests, and I do about 1/6 of all the requests I get because it's just too much. And he's like, but there was something about you that I just thought that Bill would really like you. Like he said this to me. He's like, if Bill was alive, I think, which is a huge compliment. Like I was like, wow, that means a freaking lot. Hopefully you're right about that. I will never know, but I was like, that's incredibly flattering to say. Like, I was really flattered by that. So my reason for bringing this up, he sent me, he was like, you know what? I want to send you something. So he sent me the Essential Bill Hicks in the mail. His brother did. And then he sent me this disc that was like handwritten in Sharpie. And it was this extended, totally uncut, not available to the public version of Arizona Bay. And I still haven't listened to it. I've had it for a couple years now. And I'm just so like, it just like, I'm like, this is shit no one else has. This is literally straight from his brother's personal collection. And I've still not listened to it because I'm waiting for a special opportunity or a special moment to listen to it. And I haven't yet. I told Jimmy Dore about it. And we thought like one night we're all just going to like smoke a lot of pot and listen to it in the studio. So that might happen. But yeah, it's just such a special thing. I'm just waiting for the right moment to really dive into it. Do mushrooms with Jimmy and listen to it. I don't know if Jimmy's into mushrooms or not. We've never talked about that. I mean, I know he's into pot, but I don't know if he's into mushrooms or not. What if you die tomorrow? You will regret not listening to it sooner. You're right. And we're talking about how, like, we don't go all pharma bro on us. I'm not. I don't own the rights to it or anything. It's just a handwritten disc that he sent to me. It's not like I have rights to some Wu-Tang album. Live stream it. I feel like I can't do it. I feel like I couldn't do that. I feel like that would like violate some kind of copyright. I don't think that'd be right to do. That's sweet. Steve seems like a good guy. He was a very sweet guy. Yeah, he was a very, very sweet guy. Statutory Grape points out Hicks could really play the guitar. He could. He's a much better guitar player than I am. Yeah. Jimmy is into mushrooms. I wouldn't know. I've never talked to him about it. Don't live stream it. I'm not going to. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to do that. But yeah. So that's something cool. I mean, obviously, I never met Bill Hicks. I was, too young for that. But that is my one kind of, his brother seemed to think that what I was doing was something Bill would be into. Whether that's true or not, who the fuck knows? And I guess it doesn't matter. But he sent me that disc, and I still have not listened to it because I'm just like, it's just so overwhelming that it's there, where I'm just like, oh, man, no one's heard some of this stuff except for the people that are there. JK says commentary on it as a Patreon award. Yes. 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 JK, that is going to happen. So for all you patrons, what we're going to do, I'm not going to play any of it because that's just not the right thing to do. I'm not going to do that. But I will listen to it and I will comment on it for a Patreon podcast. So patreon.com/Ron Placone if you want to get in on that. Patreon.com/Ron Placone. Hicks was ahead of his time. Shame he didn't see his last appearance on Letterman before he passed. I agree. I agree. And it was cool that Dave Letterman did kind of make it right in some ways, but it was ridiculous that that was ever an issue in the first place. All right. We need to jump into stories here. So let's go ahead and do it. All right. And bear with me as I scroll through the stream through the through the timeline so I start at the right place. All right. This is from Edwin. We'll start here. And this is from GQ. So maybe we're going to get some men's fashion tips, you guys. Or maybe we're going to see Keith Olbermann dressed up in an American flag. I don't know. I'm seeing this article for the first time. That's the concept of this show. So who knows? Maybe it's up. It's not. It's about the Masters. So there is not. What I am getting is a big spam thing here. All right, cool. GQ is spamming me, so I can't read the article, which is not surprising. Yep, there they go again. I don't want a year of GQ. No, thank you. This is about the Masters golf tournament, in case any of you are having trouble sleeping. Sorry, I think golf is the most... The only thing more boring than playing golf is watching golf, in my humble opinion. And the older I get, the more I despise golf. Yeah, I really hate golf. And here's why. I hate golf because it is such... First of all, and we did an episode about this on 5 Chords and the Truth, my music podcast, because they did this article about rock stars who golf. And the whole reason of that article was basically being like, hey, if you like golf, it's okay. Some of these rock stars like golf. Basically an article for the baby boomers where it's like, hey, did you not have enough fun in the 70s? Well, here's something to make you feel a little less guilty about it while you're at your golf club lamenting. Because that's when you're really rich and you're at your golf club, that's the only thing that's weighing on your mind. The thing that's weighing on your mind is the fact that, hey, I never did anything brave or cool with my life. And I'm going to die in 20 years. And I don't know what the hell to do about that. And honestly, to me, that's the shittiest mind space to be in. Like, hey, I could have been part of something. I could have protested Nam. I could have like put out my own record. I could have done something creative with my life. Instead, I did what I was told. And yeah, I have some money. And yeah, I go golfing now. But I wonder if I could have been cooler. There are people like that in the world. Now, does everybody that plays golf fall into that category? No, of course not. I have friends that play golf. I have family members that play golf. I know a lot of great people that play golf. I don't share that interest. I'm not trying to bag on anything. I'm just not a fan of golf. And it seems like a lot of you guys are not fans of golf either. So we're preaching to the choir here. But yeah, golf is an elitist sport. And you know what else really bothers me about golf is that there's a lot of racism in golf. Like there are still clubs out there where they don't let you in because of your background. Like, I mean, I literally, all right, so my sister's boyfriend's family is Jewish. And he was talking about this, and he golfs. The dad does. I think my sister's boyfriend does too. I'm not sure. But his dad golfs, and he's a big golfer. It's his big thing. And he was talking about this one club he wanted to go in. I don't remember where it was. It was somewhere around the world. And he was saying how great that club is and how he'd love to play there, but he can't. And I was like, oh, well, why can't you play there? And I thought he was going to say something about how, like, it's really hard, whatever. It's hard to get in. It's real expensive. And he literally said, and he was like, well, because I'm Jewish. Like, there are clubs out there. They are still, like, they don't let you play if you're Jewish. Where I grew up in Pittsburgh, there are clubs that, like, if you're Italian even, they don't let you in. Like that's how I guess waspy, for lack of a better way to put it, they are. Like they don't let you, if you're a certain European ethnicity, they don't let you in. If you're Jewish, they don't let you in. If you're black, they don't let you in. And that's just sort of commonly accepted. They don't overtly say it. They just are like, oh no, we don't, I'm sorry. So that still goes on in golf. So we passively accept discrimination and racism in golf. So, yeah. Edwin gives a disclaimer here. The article is about the Masters clothesline and its store. It's disgusting, Ron. So Edwin shared this for the purpose of it being disgusting. So let's all get grossed out. For 7 days a year at Augusta National Golf Club, golf fans descend upon the Masters Golf Shop to score rare hats, polos, and some unnecessary memorabilia. I would say it's all unnecessary, but that's just me. And if this person is really speaking out against like golf clothesline in GQ, Jake Wolf isn't going to have a job much longer. But let's go ahead and look at what this article is about. On April 2nd, Augusta National Golf Club, home of the Masters, unveiled a brand new state-of-the-art store for patrons of the 2018 tournament. Oh, no, it's just an advertisement. If you've ever been to a golf tournament, you know how heavily branded gear is almost a requirement. If you don't buy the gear, you're not cool. Buy the gear so you can be cool. Remember in the 70s when you weren't brave enough to ask that hippie chick out and she moved on and you wonder what it would have been like to maybe just do something crazy with her? Maybe you could have went to Woodstock, but instead you filed your taxes. Remember? And then remember when you were like, oh, Jimmy Buffett's kind of cool. And remember when you passed up on your chance to see Jim Morrison live? Remember that? Remember how you wonder about that? Now you're divorced 3 times and you have money in the bank, but you wonder what you could have been. Well, you like golf because of all that, and you got to buy some shit or you're really not cool. You're really not cool. You missed out on all the coolest things decades had to offer. And remember when your kids were like, hey, Dad, were you part of this? And you were like, no. Hey, Dad, did you ever get into Beefheart? No. Hey, Dad, did you ever check out Zappa? No. Hey, Dad, did you ever go to a Jethro Tull show? No. Hey, Dad, you had to say no to your kids about all this. You wasted it all. So you better buy this golf gear or you're really screwed. That's who they're talking to. That's who they're talking to. This new dedicated master store is different. It's a pop-up retail temple that puts even Kanye West's globe-spanning The Life of Pablo shops to shame. There are almost 400 mannequins in the space, 64 registers, and 125 varieties of goofy fucking hats. Wear your goofy golf hat. Jesse says, hey, Dad, did you ever get laid? No, binary fission. The club itself has taken small steps to become more inclusive. Bullshit. No, it hasn't. The retail experience for its most prestigious tournament remains prohibitive. The store is only open for 7 days a year and in just one location. You got to go to Augusta, Georgia now to get it. All right. Did you guys get enough of this shitty commercial? I think we get the gist. What a dumb commercial. What a dumb commercial. What a dumb tournament. If this is something you need in your life, I feel sorry for you. I really do. And I'm not saying I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to navigate life the best I can. I'm open to new experiences. I want to learn. I want to evolve. But holy shit. Oh, man. Get this dumbass polo shirt because it's only at this store 7 days a year. All right. So anyway, that's my take on golf. I feel like a lot of you are with me. Moving on. Sinclair sucks. That's what this person says over on the Reddit. Their disclaimer is Sinclair sucks. All right. I'm going to go ahead and tweet this article out. This is from our Reddit subsection, but it's coming over on the Twitter, so y'all can follow along. There we go. I just tweeted. Portland's KATU-TV among the stations that read Sinclair's scripted attack on irresponsible one-sided media. Okay, so This story's been around for a little bit, so I'll give you guys a quick skinny on it just via my own take here, because we covered this on the Jimmy Dore Show too. Sinclair Media just gobbled up a bunch of TV stations in a new homogenization buyout, similar to what happened to radio in 1996. And what they ended up doing was they totally homogenized television news, which is already pretty homogenized. And Deadspin made a video of them all across the country reading the same freaking script. And the script is this kind of just warning, quote unquote, about one-sided media and fake news, which is very ironic. What they did is they had one finger pointing at fake news. They had 3 syndicated fingers pointing back at them. Because you know what's fake news? Homogenized, syndicated news is fake news, because local news is supposed to be local. When it's not local, it's something else. It's just PR fluff being broadcast around the world by a group that's only concerned about advertising and profit margins, like Sinclair Broadcasting, like Bain Capital, like Clear Channel, which is now Bain Capital, like CBS. And why is our media the way it is? Because of the Telecommunications Act in 1996. This has been going on for a long freaking time. That's why our only truly open platform is the internet, and that's why they're trying to take that too. They're trying to take that too. That's why you folks that are against net neutrality because you think it's a government overreach, it's not. It's what we need. It's protections we need. The FCC doesn't want to do it. We need to make them do it. And you guys are missing the big picture that they're going to try to take the internet from us. And then we're going to have to go to apps. You're going to have to get independent media via an app. That's why I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve. I want to start a streaming app. If any of you guys have the tech know-how to do that, reach out to me. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Sinclair is propaganda. That script is creepy. Yes, it is. So anchors from the Portland station KTU-TV were among those to read a statement last month announcing the troubling trend of irresponsible one-sided news stories plaguing our country. This carries echoes of President Donald Trump's attacks on the press. See, they're making it out like, and even Deadspin did this, and we talked about this on the Jimmy Dore Show, they're making it out like Trump's the reason for this. He's not. Is Trump terrible? Yes. Are his attacks on the media for all the wrong reasons? Yes. He's not attacking the media because they're corporately run and they're motivated only by profit and they're just reciting talking points and propaganda and PR. He attacks the media because they're not nice to him. That's why he attacks the media. Again, it's a fake conflict, just like the fake conflict between him and Jeff Bezos. It's fake. It's bullshit. And if you fall for it, shame on you. If you're like, oh, I'm going to support CNN and MSNBC now because they fight Trump. They're not fighting Trump. You know what they're actually doing? They're empowering Trump. First of all, Trump wouldn't be president if it wasn't for the corporate media. Trump would not be president if it wasn't for the corporate media. Because they gave him so much coverage. They gave him so much freaking coverage. I remember one time I was talking to this hardcore Hillary supporter. So we agreed on everything. No, just kidding. We agreed on next to nothing. But she was talking about Hillary, and she was just like, yeah, the media gave so much coverage to Trump and blah, blah, blah. And the media is really at fault here. And I was like, you know what? We agree on that part. And I guess it must have been awkward for Hillary and Bill because he made that media possible. And she looked at me like I was a freaking alien after I said that. But it's the truth. Again, big club, big club, big club. So anyway, it is ironic. So this is one of the, this is Sinclair's senior vice president of news talking. I think Minister of Propaganda would be a more appropriate title. But you know, I don't work at Sinclair, so I don't get a say. It is ironic that we would be attacked for messages promoting our journalistic initiative for fair and objective reporting and for specifically asking the public to hold our newsrooms accountable. Our local stations keep our audience's trust by staying focused on fact-based reporting and clearly identifying commentary. No, you know what you need? You need local, actual local news, meaning there's not some big corporation behind it. It's local. They're concerned with local first and foremost. If you're not actual local news, it defeats the purpose of local news. And that's what Sinclair's doing. And it's the same thing that happened to radio. You know, in the 2000s, a train derailed in the Dakotas. I know a lot of you guys have heard this story before, but a train derailed in the Dakotas. I think it was like Minot, North Dakota or something like that. And a bunch of poison gas was released into the air. And there was nobody on the local airwaves to tell people to evacuate. There was nobody there because all of their radio was syndicated from somewhere else, like Colorado or somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. It doesn't matter. But it was syndicated from elsewhere. So on the radio, people were just like, oh, the weather's fine. They're looking at a weather app saying the weather, whatever. They're not doing anything. So nobody knew that. That's what happens when you syndicate and homogenize news. That's what happens. Not only is it dangerous from an intellectual standpoint, it's propaganda, it's nonsense, it's conflict of interest, but it's also dangerous in a physical sense to just not have a reporter there. And Jennifer points out, I think Jennifer puts a great period on all this, corporations have colluded and corrupted politics way more than Russia ever has. I'll add to that, way more than Russia ever could, at least in the United States. Take that home with you. And Joe, you can end the clip there. All right, thank you for sharing that article. That's a fun topic. Let's see here. Let's go back to the all right, we got a lot of articles. I want to go here. I really want to talk about this because this is interesting. This is from Joe. All right, so a CNN contributor Bakari Sellers, Bernie 2020 died 4/4/18. That was yesterday. Let's see how that happened. Democratic political strategist and CNN contributor Bakari Sellers stuck a fork in Bernie Sanders' presidential ambitions. The Vermont Independent dismissed former President Barack Obama as a charismatic lightweight during a speech in Jackson, Mississippi on the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. The business model, if you like, of the Democratic Party for the last 15 years or so has been a failure, Sanders said. People sometimes don't see that because there was a charismatic individual named Barack Obama. He was obviously an extraordinary candidate, brilliant guy. Sanders blamed Obama for the Democratic Party's record number of legislative losses, and Sellers said that attack on the first black U.S. president on the historically significant date should doom Sanders in Democratic primaries. Sanders, who eventually lost his Democratic primary race against Hillary Clinton, was criticized during his presidential campaign for a failure to connect with black voters. So basically, because Bernie Sanders told the truth about the Democratic Party and told the truth about what Barack Obama did, they're saying he can't, his 2020 hopeful is over. Why? Because he mentioned this on MLK Day and Barack Obama's black. That's what this article is saying. Sanity is radical says Bernie is right, but that's not smart politics, in my opinion. I agree. Just from a political standpoint, I can see how that was not the smartest move politically. I think maybe he should have just mentioned all the failures of the Democratic Party without mentioning Barack Obama, again, solely from a political standpoint. Now, do Barack Obama's actions match exactly what Bernie Sanders said? Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. Obama, by his own admission, was a moderate Republican. Obama has referred to himself as a moderate Republican. Obama, even in 08, I mean, I don't know who, and I know I've said this before, I don't know what other people were paying attention to in 08. I was paying attention to the election, and my thought was Obama is the moderate that we need right now, and he's the best we're going to get. I wasn't surprised. I supported Dennis Kucinich because I thought Obama wasn't progressive enough. But we were being strangled from 8 years of Bush. This country was on its knees. And Barack Obama represented a better new chapter. He ran on a center-left platform. He delivered a right-wing one. He did not deliver the platform that he promised. And even that platform I thought was center-left. I would not describe it as a progressive left-wing platform. He wasn't for single payer. He was for all the above on energy. And he really focused on that above part and under the ground part. He didn't focus on that green part. He forgot that part of all the above. So anyway, yeah, I don't think this is going to hurt Bernie's 2020 chances. You know who else was really critical of the Democratic Party? Martin Luther King. You know who else ran for economic justice, protested for economic justice, and called for a democratic socialist society? Martin Luther King. You know who condemned the moderates, saying that they're in some ways the greater enemy because somebody that is has good intentions and is ill-informed is actually worse than the proven enemy? Martin Luther King. And that's, I'm paraphrasing the quote, but that's not the exact quote. But Martin Luther King said that. You know who during the civil rights movement was chained to a black woman in protest for civil rights? Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders did that. Where was Joe Biden? Did Joe Biden do anything like that? Did Hillary Clinton do anything like that? No, she was a Goldwater girl. So, no CNN contributor, Bakari Sellers. You trying to highlight this specific rhetorical event and using it to unfairly smear a man as racist is just lazy, surface, Mick-resistance journalism and will not hurt Bernie's chances. They will not hurt Bernie's chances. So, Bernie has his issues. Bernie has his issues, absolutely. But sticking to the topic here, to say that Bernie is just killed his chances because he accurately described the Democratic Party and he accurately described what Barack Obama did, which, yes, at that particular moment, was that maybe not the best decision politically? No, it wasn't. Strictly from a political standpoint, not the best decision. Why? Because of people like Bakari Sellers and people like MSNBC and CNN that want to smear Bernie every opportunity they get. So they would try to use that and spin it. And they already have. But no, I don't think the populace as a whole is going to fall for it. So you're going to have to try harder, Bakari. And the DNC is going to do everything in their power to cheat Bernie again. That's the reality. That's what we need to worry about as far as Bernie 2020. The DNC is going to do anything in their power and everything to cheat him again. All right. So, guys, we got time for like one more. The Revolution song was requested. I will play it. We got time for one more story because I got to end a little early today. This is from Jesse, and then I'll do the Revolution song for Uppity Bumpkin. So this is from JSTOR. Jesse knows how I love JSTOR. We're going to end on something a little lighter. So the Platypus, which we have somebody, one of our regulars is Platypus is their screen name. Marsha, thank you so much for the Super Chat contribution. Just a little extra love from one of your patrons. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. The platypus is even weirder than you thought. Platypuses, they're weird, but according to new research, they might actually be lifesavers. Protein in their milk have potential to be a new and powerful antibiotic. The potential value comes from sheer weirdness of the milk proteins. So let's see here. So they're nocturnal. All right, so what can it cure? The babies lick the milk from specialized skin on the mother. They don't actually have nipples. Analysis of the body convinced anatomists that platypuses laid eggs, but many also can assume that since they nurse the young, they must be live-born. Okay. People used to call me Perry the Platypus, Winkle points out. That's a pretty cool nickname, actually. So it might be a new and powerful antibiotic, but you have to, I call not it on milking a platypus. Well, what if it's the only way to cure your disease? It might be a powerful antibiotic. So yeah, if you just go lick a platypus in the right part of their skin, and then you're going to be better. Well, I guess we'll see how that unfolds. Yeah, maybe they'll just capture some platypus milk, and then Martin Shkreli will try to get the patent on it, or he'll go around trying to make sure that the platypus becomes extinct because Big Pharma might not want it to happen. The males have venom. So, you know, if you want to use a platypus to try to cure your ails, be careful. Maybe ask a professional. You don't want to lick some venom instead of the milk that can cure your strep throat. Guys, we are totally out of time. And I wanna go back real quick. Lay shares this, and I think this is a cool way to go out, even though the anniversary was yesterday. But we did that CN article. Lay says, if peace means keeping my mouth shut in the midst of injustice and evil, I don't want it. If peace means a willingness to be exploited economically, dominated politically, humiliated, and segregated, I don't want peace. And that's a quote from Martin Luther King. And because that's not peace, what he's describing. And he knows that. And that's a powerful quote. That's a powerful sentiment. And it's weird, all the things he was preaching for. I mean, Martin Luther King preached for a universal basic income. He preached for a jobs program. He preached for healthcare for all. 50 years ago, he was talking about things that we're still fighting for today. And those parts of his message have been kind of pushed off. And instead, what we're usually given is a whitewashed version of him. He was anti-war. He was a peace activist. He wanted social and economic justice. He was a radical. And he was a democratic socialist. And that's important to remember. I'll do the Revolution song by request. Guys, this has been Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means you guys tweet me articles, and then I Ron Placone, I'm getting off of Patreon. Do you have alternate donation options? Just give to the super chat. That's the best way. We're gonna be doing. I do this every Tuesday through Friday. Give to the super chat instead. That's the best way. That is the best way. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this. Twitter @Ron Placone. Follow me. That's how you tweet me articles. RonPlacone.com. I got some dates that I'm working on. I'll be announcing those soon. Patreon.com/Ron Placone if you are so able. If you don't do Patreon, please consider giving in the super chat when you are able. But Patreon.com/Ron Placone. Help me reach my second goal, which is going to include updating all the equipment here at Get Your News On with Ron. I'm almost there. Help me get there. I'm also going to be pushing the show longer so it doesn't go so fast. Sycamore tonight. Yes, Winkle, are you coming? Sycamore Tavern tonight, you guys. The Sycamore Tavern over on Sunset Boulevard. We are doing a show. Jimmy Dore is headlining. It's a stand-up show. Winkle, let me know if you're going to be there so I can make sure you're on the guest list. And guys, if you're in the Los Angeles area, you want to go tonight, it's still not too late. Tweet at me. I will get you on the guest list. That's a special announcement only for the people on the stream. 8 p.m. Yes, Sycamore Tavern tonight, 8 p.m. stand-up show. I'm doing a set. Steph the Miserable Liberal's doing a set. Jimmy Dore's headlining. Some of my other favorite political comedians in town are going to be there. Uppity Bumpkin's going to be there. I know some of you guys are going to be there. Raja Michael's going to be there. Lenny Shelton, Derek Lamos. These are some of my favorite political comics in town. DC 420 is going to be there. And guys, if you are in Los Angeles and you want to be there, tweet at me. I'll get you on the guest list. Patreon.com/Ron Placone. If you are so able, you can give it whatever level you're comfortable with. You get all the same content. And eventually I'm going to be listening to that Bill Hicks thing and talking about it. And you'll get to hear me talk about it. Doing the same thing, expecting differences in what it means to be insane. Having to choose between more and more. It's not what it means to play the game. Why does it put your mind at ease to ignore this disease? Why do you like to sit and pretend when you always know the end? Go tell the BBC, go tell the CIA. It's time for revolution. Go tell the DSA, the NSA. It's time for revolution. Throwing you a single crumb. It's not what it means to compromise. Some call it strength and rhetoric, but I just call it telling lies. 'Cause when you reach a point of crisis, status quo, it needs to change. And if you can't understand that truth, well, it's time to get out of the way. Go tell the BBC, go tell the CIA. It's time for revolution. Go tell the NSA, stop listening to what we say. It's time for revolution. Wise man said that love's the answer. This fool knows that to be true. 'Cause I'm not ready to give up yet, long as there's still a me and you. So I'll tell the BBC, I'll tell the CIA. It's time for revolution. Go tell the DSA, GP and SA. It's time for revolution. So get your news on with Ron. If you wanna know what's going on, we're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. If you wanna know what's going on, let's hope they don't start World War III. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron. If you wanna know what's going on, getting our news on today. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is Get Your News On with Ron. Thank you guys so much. Tweet me articles at Ron Placone. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone. We do this every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll see some of you tonight at the Sycamore Tavern here in Los Angeles. Until then, stay safe in this crazy world of ours. Peace.